Hello and welcome to the governance and testing course and the final video of the essentials, the testing and tweaking of our application before we are done with, well, hopefully done with our application. First things first, once we are done with our application, we can always continue by looking up the documentation or looking up more advanced features and building on top of this application. There is a variety of assignments that will be ready for you once you are done. And there is also one big assignment at the end of the essential path. So make sure to at least follow some more of those things because it'll really help you, well, get into that development flow and think, oh, well, I want to make this. Let's dive into tackling that new feature. So without further ado, let's get into testing our application. So the first things first, make sure that we have users with different roles. The first user that we have is our admin user. The admin user is here to, well, we can test some stuff out. We can look at the buttons. We can check, okay, we can start stuff, we can finish stuff, we can delete stuff. There we go, that is deleted. We can also dive into our project pages. And well, the first thing I immediately see when testing is not all my buttons work the way I want them to. So the first thing I need to do is check out, okay, where do I expect to be able to click on these buttons and where do I want them to work? Well, on my main page, on my home page, I can already see that some of these have not been connected. So it's something that we can do right here. The project management tool with the first item going to the page project overview, task back office, and the last item is for the assignments, the company assignments, the company overview. So I'm not going to change anything right there. So now this will navigate us immediately back and forth between these items. All right. Well, seems like that does the job. We have tested things out as an admin. The project create, well, let's dive into that. Title, I can give this a simple title. And let's just load them. This is some test data for, well, descriptions for computer science. And you know what? You can simply copy and paste this. You can look up lorem ipsum generators and you can grab a bunch of data. And I always like to test applications by just seeing how much I can spam. Sometimes you just need to fill in the amount of data. And let's see. Well, luckily I cannot put in that much data in the date selector. This will just have to be a date. There we go. Let's see if we can pick, well, we can pick any dates a little further on. And well, since we are in the application as an admin user, I can say, well, the only thing I can pick is the admin and we can upload all kinds of imagery. Press send. And luckily with testing, we see that our application catches things that we don't want. The title field is way too full right now. And this is what it would look like for users that are building and testing. And well, I guess we have to keep the title, keep it simple. Press send, and the form has successfully been submitted. Now I'm very eager to look at this and see what it would look like in our application. So the amount of text here is a little bit too much text for me to show on the page. So let's see if we can, well, make sure that this shows a little less text. And from here, let's also dive into our project create, because I would also like to see if that title that we made mandatory can actually be longer than a single line, just to make sure that our form also works. Lorem ipsum. This is a simple line of test text, very often used in computer science. So there we go. We got a nice start date. We've got an end date somewhere in 10 years. And I'm going to pick myself as a user. And what if we leave the title empty? It's going to give us, well, the title is required. Well, sure thing. Then I'm going to give it a very, 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 very long title. Press send. And luckily, there is a nice validator on that field too. So now we know that we need to keep it short. All right. Press send. That works. Let's open up our projects. That button also works. We can keep it short. We can start the project, finish the project, and let's, before deleting, view the project. Make sure that we can see the data, title, a test task, and some information in there. I'm just going to copy and paste it, send, and it is immediately added to our task overview in here. I can finish the task while we are at it. I can update the project, keep it shorter. Let's change the date. Let's change the status back to in progress. Press send, and the changes are through. Let's open up the project overview again, keep it shorter. Delete project doesn't work because we set it back to in progress. We can finish it, delete the project, and well, this is exactly how I imagine my project management application for now. One last thing that I would like to try is, we've been looking at this color for a while now, and the last thing that I really wanted to show you is, what if we could just do one quick tweak? And we are going to do this by looking at the theme of our application. And I'm going to open up the tools section for us, and I'm going to open up the theme builder. And here we have something called the theme builder, and here this allows us to pick all the colors of our branding, the typography, the body, borders, a lot of things. Well, I don't necessarily know a lot about styling, but feel free to check around with the colors. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into the block store, and I'm going to open up themes. And here I'm going to pick something which I think, okay, this will really work with my application. And let's have a look. I see forest green, terracotta. I do like myself a little bit of sunset orange. So let's install the block in my app organization and application. It is immediately selected. So let's make sure that, it is selected. There we go. I now have this blue button pop up, so I do need to select that again. Install the block. And once the block is installed, we get a little pop-up saying your block has successfully been installed. I can open up the theme builder, refresh the page, and the colors have been changed to a very nice sunset theme, including a new font called the LoRa font family. So let's have a look at our application right now, because it won't look anything like this anymore. So let's open up the homepage, and I'm going to press play. And you know, the nice thing about these themes is you can simply just install them and feel like, hey, okay, this might not be my thing. This might very much be my thing. Okay, view project. Yes, I do like the little tweak of color. Maybe I would like to go back into the block store, say, I prefer the Plancy theme. Install in the application that we have. And we can simply just have a look at the colors that would work for us. And here we go, refresh the page. Press the compile button to make sure that that new theme is live in our application. And here we go. A nice, fresh green color. A neat looking font. I am very happy and proud with my application. So I'd hereby like to invite you to run through your application a couple times, fill in some data, invite some users to make sure that they can manage their projects in your application. And from here on, we're only going to be diving into more cool features. Thank you for building alongside with me, and see you next time.